Professor, I request you to stay on with us once again as we move ahead to cover some news from Uganda now, where President Yoweri Museveni has won his 7th term with 71.65% votes, defeating the youthful challenger who campaigned for change after 4 decades of the same government. The musician turned politician Bobi Wine has secured 24.72% of the votes as the final results showed, and he has condemned what he described as an unfair electoral process followed by an internet shutdown, military deployments, and the alleged abductions of his polling agents. According to reports, electoral officials will face questions about the failure of the biometric voter identification machines, which caused delays in the start of the vote in urban areas, including the capital Kampala, where there were strongholds of oppositions. Meanwhile, the head of mission, AU, has responded. Let's listen in.
Uganda enjoys media pluralism. However, the mission received reports of biased media coverage, with opposition parties receiving minimum coverage from both state and private media. The mission acknowledges the reliance of media on internet in obtaining and disseminating information, despite previous assurances by the Uganda Communication Commission to continued internet availability throughout the electoral period. The mission noted with concern the shutdown of the internet now still on day 5. The action has affected citizens' right to receive information, increases freedom of expression, and has also affected the effectiveness of.
All right, Professor, thank you for staying on with us. How do you view the re-election for the 7th time of Museveni, and also the fact that the opposition leader has fled?
Yes, yes, he was under threat, and there were attacks on his home even before yesterday. He felt insecure, and this is what happens when someone is in power for so long. You mentioned 7 times. A re-elected leader who is already 86. He's in power for very long times, 40 years now. And yes, although I know many people from Uganda, and they all hope for a change, but it never came. Similar to other Cameroon is the same, where the leader is there for 50 years. Equatorial Guinea has the same leader for more than 50 years. And it again and again tells us that when someone wants to stay in power forever, that person goes into history with very poor, bad image, because those are dictators. They do not allow change. They torture the opposition. And even if the numbers look like they win elections, nobody can really believe that. If there is only one strong man in a country for so long, elections lose their purpose, you know. There is no really election when someone controls their entire society, the entire country, including the military, the police. So there is very little chance for any opposition leader to make any difference. And we see that over and over again in several countries, mostly in Africa. But that's, again, very unfortunate that the constitutions of those countries do not restrict to 2 terms the same president, and the same president can stay for very long. And once somebody stays for very long, they start thinking of themselves as irreplaceable, as sacred, as gods. And it's very difficult to
Professor, although he's denied grooming his son to succeed him, do you think that's most likely going to be the case?
Well, exactly. That's another feature of all dictators. They are trying to get the power to somebody very close to them, ideally to their sons. And it looks like a monarchy again. Possible, one never knows. It happened in the past in some countries where the son took over, even in countries that pretend to be democracies like Uganda. But yes, that might be one of the outcomes, although sometimes the son is better than the father. Well, we don't know this person yet, so we have to wait and see. But again, it doesn't look good. It looks monarchical, it looks tyrannical, it's not the way. That they should allow freedoms and pluralism and multi-party system and many candidates to run, and let people decide who they want to rule.
Sure, Professor, thank you very much then for speaking.